Hello, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, back now for turn 9 of the Duel of Ages 2 Triad campaign. And another turn and another apology on my behalf because I've realized I've made another mistake, quite a big boo-boo this time actually. It comes back actually a few turns ago when we had this fight going on in the middle here. And remember that I said that Baba Yaga got eliminated because she had tried unsuccessfully to turn Odessa of Omri over to her side and failed. So therefore she took 1 wound. At that point, then, when she got into the fight, then the undead prince and escort had done 3 wounds to Baba Yaga, thus imprisoning her. So that meant then that, according to the rules, that when an escort or a henchman kill somebody, they are removed. But if they imprison somebody, which is what they did here, the undead prince is actually no longer with Odessa of Omri. The undead escort would have been imprisoned. So now, while that doesn't count, so I put the token into the prison over there. So while this doesn't count towards the score for imprisoning in combat and such, it just does mean that Odessa is a lot less scary now. So much so that last turn, when I'd moved Sterling Jack from here to here, I did so because I didn't really want Sterling Jack to get into combat with Odessa. And the more, not so much Odessa, but that prince, because he could just cut him down in one shot. So I moved him up here to sort of do this long way around to who knows where. But instead then, now that I know that's gone, I am going to take a moment to just take that back and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the future dome. Now, this also meant that Odessa had more movement in the past. She could have moved 6, because remember I said before I was slowing her down because the prince only moved 5. But that may have had some other effects on things, but is what it is. I mean, just sort of an asterisk on this game. This is part of the problem when you're playing all the rules at once and everything. You know, you're trying to keep everything straight, that you forget some rules for things. And I almost feel like I want to do another one right away again, just to try and see if I can get things right. But we'll see. We'll sort of finish this one first and take it from there. But anyway, that is enough of the corrections been made, the sort of the takesy backsies, and let's go right on now to turn 9 proper with Team White. So the only free action available to Team White, well, right now, I say only free action, but there was always that option that Dr. Memnar could turn back into the scientist form, which would only happen if there was like a challenge that needed to happen or a card that he needed to use, because he can't use cards in the monster form. But right now he's fighting a giant bug monster, so definitely needs to stay as the monster form. So the only one that's available is Odessa of Omri, and I'm actually going to take a common card because she has the potential now to go and fight Sterling Jack, and she doesn't have that undead prince anymore. So having a weapon might not be a bad idea. Because remember, at the beginning of every turn, she can draw 1 common or secret card. And so she draws, and there you go. She gets a Diffractor Mark II. So a pistol. So it's a point versus stealth. Her point is 1. So, yep, thanks anyway. That's not going to help. Besides which, it's a gun, and she can't move and fire it, and she's going to have to move this turn because she's currently in a dome. So anyway, so let's get on to the movement phase. So we've done the free actions. So now we're going to firing, and there is nobody who can fire anything. The only one who's out of a dome currently is Dr. Memnar, Corporal Janus, and Clara Barton, none of whom have guns. So we go straight onto the movement. So going in order of respect, we'll start with Jolie, and she moves 6. And I've kind of thought about where she's going to go. I mean, she could try and work her way through the caverns, but then Executive will probably catch up with her with the cavern movement. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going to start coming up towards there and maybe pay a visit to Lith. We'll see what happens. And then we have Odessa. So Odessa can move 6. Now, does she want to fight Sterling Jack? That is the question, right? Because now she does have the paratrooper with her, but the paratrooper is he's all right in combat, but he's a basic human, kind of like Sterling Jack. And Sterling Jack could always take a shot at her, and if it gets really lucky, could hurt her. But now Sterling Jack also has the ability to reveal and swap cards with her. So I think she just probably wants to stay clear of him. So she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's going to stand up here so that way maybe they can take some pot shots at him while he runs into the labyrinth. And then we go on to Clara Barton. Clara Barton is over here. She is going to be attempting the Colonial Labyrinth. And we have 3 Colonials out of the 5 left here. So what do they want? To hit, to move? At this point, probably, I always like movement where possible. I'm going to go for the movement one with Clara Barton. I think movement is really important. Not that she's going to get it this turn, but working towards it. Then Corporal Janus, those kung fu punks again, hey? So he is better by 2, and that would give them another thing. So I think he's going to go down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Start working for those kung fu punks, and Devin Regal's black team, and he's in the thing there. So then it's just Corporal Janus. And Corporal Janus, Dr. Memnar. Dr. Memnar has the option, if he leaves now, like I was thinking maybe he can go and try and fight Enrak, but Enrak is unwounded. So the chances of him beating Enrak in 1 round of combat is very little. And then he's going to be leaving that, he's going to be leaving all the stuff there for Executal, as well as, Jolie a little bit undefended. So I think he's just going to stay there and continue fighting Executal. That's kind of what his purpose in life is right now. So that is going to be it for the movement. Going on to Op Fire. There's only 1 person on the black team who has a gun, and he's in a dome right now. That's Devin Regal. I don't think Jolie would have come to a point where she could be seen by that thing there. And so there is no Op Fire. Actually, and just to double check what Sterling Jack has. No, he's got a Lith card here. So Lith team takes the chest, adventure phase, and okay, take it to Liz Chamberlain challenge. Yeah, he's not good with that challenge. So, done. Anyway, no Op Fire, so on to melee. And the only melee we have going on is the ongoing combat here between Executal, who has 3 wounds, and Dr. Memnar, who has 2 wounds. That's 2 wounds taken. So Dr. Memnar has 5 remaining, and Executal has 8 wounds remaining. So in order of wits, it is Dr. Memnar first, and then Executal. So Dr. Memnar is fighting with an 8 combat versus a 1 react, so it's attacker better by 7. And that is a hit, not surprisingly. It's a power penetrate of 6 versus a armor of 6, so attacker better by 0 is plus 0, so he's done another 3 wounds to Executal, so Executal's now at 6 wounds taken. Executal's fighting back. It's a 5 combat versus a 7 react. It's a defender better by 2, and defender better by 2 is a hit. And it's at a penetrate of 6 to an armor of 6, so it's attacker better by 0 is no damage. So Dr. Memnar is definitely getting the better of this fight. So Executal is now up to 6 wounds, 5 remaining, and also Dr. Memnar has 5 remaining. Okay, moving on now to the adventuring phase. We have only 1 adventuring thing happening, and that is Clara Barton down here in the Colonial Labyrinth. So Clara Barton is a gun for hire. Someone hired you to gun you. Someone hired him to gun you down. He confronts you in the saloon. So let's look at Clara Barton's things. So she does not match any of the symbols. She does match the age of Colonial. Her point is 2 to a point of 6. So she gets +1 for that. So she's a 3 to a 6. So it's defender better by 3. And defender better by 3 is still a pass. So the humanitarian somehow gunned somebody down. So she passed. So Oops, wrong card. So pass. Looking down the barrel of your gun, he decides to reholster his own half-drawn hog leg. Okay, so she does get to put a token onto the space. And she gets to draw one card, and she will draw a secret card. And she gets a football helmet, which is hilarious because if you'll recall, her other item is a fencing mask. So both are providing +1 armor and melee attacks, but obviously she can't wear both at the same time. So good job, Clara. And she is then dismissed. And she is going to a yellow dome. So a yellow dome for Clara. And I don't think I want her up and around here. I think she's going to come... Yes, that's a sad pug. She's going to come down there. Okay, so Clara Barton has done her job. Surprisingly, I really didn't think that she was going to be able to pull that one off. But you know what? Being in the right era made all the difference. Okay, so that is it for... There's no more adventuring, no reinforcing, so we're going straight on to now Team Black. So for Team Black, there are no free actions that anybody can take. Nobody has a free action intrinsically built in. Executal could use a free action to pick up those items if Dr. Memnar wasn't on the space. So it's just going to go straight on now then to the firing phase. But as the only gun is still in a dome, there is no firing to happen. So we go on to movement. Going in order of respect, we're going to do Sterling Jack, who's going to come down here to this thing. He's going to try and push this down the thing so that all the futuristic characters will get +1 to hit. On the black team, that would be Devin Regal and Executal, which looks like Executal could use in his fight with Dr. Memnar. Not that he's having a trouble hitting, it's just Dr. Memnar does have a 6 armor, which makes it tough to penetrate. Then going down to Enrak the Fury, he is going to just take away... or do I want to try and start going for some movement? No, you know what? Let's just take away... So he's going to go into the space there to take away the white token in that labyrinth. Then Devin is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to come up to the top of the labyrinth there. And then we have Executal. Yeah, Executal, I don't think is having a great time here. And after some deliberation, I've decided to move Executal into the cavern there. Just to get away from Dr. Memnar. This way he can still attack Dr. Memnar, but not be attacked back. Just getting the worst end of that and hopefully can have a little bit more effect now with it because has not been great so far. And yeah, so that's it for the movement. Going on to the op fire, then there's nobody on Team White that has a gun. Jolie has a bow, but wouldn't have seen Executal, couldn't see around the thing here when Executal ran into the cavern. So there's no, that's going to be, actually not true. There's guns here. So where we have Odessa and the paratrooper are going to be able to take shots at Sterling Jack as he ran away or into the labyrinth. So Odessa is revealing that she has the diffractor Mark II. And remember, her point is only a 1. And Sterling Jack's stealth is a 6. So it's a defender better by 5. Defender better by 5 is a miss. Shush. Sorry, I got a silly pug here. And then we have the paratrooper who has a 4 aim to a 4 stealth. So his attacker better by 0 is a hit. And his gun has a penetrate of 6 with 2 damage. So he has 2 armor. So it's a better by 4. Attack by 4 is +0. So Sterling Jack has taken 2 wounds. And so that, we'll just mark that. And that's it for the op fire. So for the only melee, it's going to be Executal versus Dr. Memnar, a one-way fight because Executal's using the ability to attack anything within 2 aura. So using the attack of 5 versus a 7 is a defender better by 2. And that is a hit. And it's a penetrate of 6 to an armor of 6, so it's attacker better by 0, +0, so he's actually hit this time, so it's another 2 damage. So now Dr. Memnar has taken 4 wounds to Executal's 6. So Dr. Memnar is at 4 wounds. From melee, we go on to adventuring. So in order of respect, we have Sterling Jack down here in the future labyrinth. We don't know what he's facing up against. It's a brand new thing. So let's see. The old sports. Despite centuries, the sports of old Earth grew in popularity on the 40 worlds. So it's a throw of 6. Sterling Jack matches none of those symbols. And he only has a 3 throw. He doesn't even match the age. So this is not a good one for him. So he is a defender better by 3. And defender better by 3 is a fop. So he has completely failed that. You are thankful that beanbags and potato chips remain popular too, and he is banished. Oops, wrong spot. So that's going to stay down here. He is banished to a yellow dome. So I think that he will be put over here. Again, far away from everything. So he's been put up into this space up here. And then we have Enrak the Fury coming in to take away the white token out of the ancient labyrinth. So this is the challenge here. Passel of Sprites, and it's 4 wits. But now looking at Enrak, he matches one of the symbols. He also matches the age, so that's +2 for him. So he effectively has a 9 wits to a 4. So it's an attacker better by 5, which, please ignore the sad pug in the background, which is an amaze. So he is amazed at the thing. So the whole Passel of Sprites develop a crush on you. So he's taking away the white token. He is gaining we'll take a common item. You'll get a percussion derringer. Okay, not exactly his thing, but hey, better than nothing. And then we have these here. This refers to his honor rating. So when you look at the... so with this, you're looking at the honor rating. And if it's 5, he gets 1. If it's 9, he's going to get 2 bonuses. But he only has an honor of 4. So he's not getting any of those bonuses. So he's just going to be dismissed. And he is going to a black dome. So Enrak will be placed, let's say over here. He's going over there, and if nothing else, he's going to take on those Kung Fu punks, teach them a lesson. And so with that final adventure, that is going to wrap up turn 9. There was no more reinforcements, obviously, to come in. So that is it. So things are coming back and forth here, and it's sort of been a really interesting turn. Remember, it goes only up to turn 12, so there's 3 more turns after this. And anything could happen still at this point. There's a lot that could still be going on. So please make sure you tune in next time. And remember to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying it. And let me know in the comment section if you're seeing any more mistakes I'm making. But until next time, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.